In 1993, near Rachel, Nevada, just outside the restricted perimeter of Area 51, a small private group gathered to hear from a man who worked on classified projects involving advanced aerospace technology. No recordings were permitted at this meeting, yet one attendee secretly captured the audio, and that was Dan Willis, who I am honored to call my friend. That recording, lasting over 2 hours, features physicist Bob Lazar speaking candidly for the first time in public about his experiences. This presentation draws exclusively from that audio, focusing on Lazar's descriptions of the technology he encountered at the facility known as S4, and the limited information he conveyed regarding extraterrestrials. The full audio posted by Dan will be linked in the description. Lazar explained that he was recruited in late 1988 to work at a remote site called S4, located approximately 15 miles south of Groom Lake within the Nevada test site. Access involved flying into Area 51 on unmarked flights, then busing to S4 under heavy security. The facility consisted of hangar bays built into a mountainside, with arched doors camouflaged against the terrain. Inside, Lazar said he observed 9 extraterrestrial craft in various states of disassembly and study. The vehicles varied in design, but Lazar focused on one he called the Sport model, a sleek disc-shaped craft with no visible seams, welds, nuts, bolts, or traditional wiring. The interior was small, uncomfortably sized for humans taller than about 5 or 6 feet, with arched consoles positioned above 3 gravity amplifiers arranged in a triangular configuration at the base. The craft lacked conventional controls. Instead, it operated through manipulation of gravitational fields. Central to the propulsion system was a reactor powered by a super-heavy element Lazar identified as element 115. This material, processed into triangular discs and stacked in a cone shape within the reactor, underwent bombardment to produce antimatter reactions. When accelerated protons were injected into element 115, it generated antimatter, which then released enormous energy, converted efficiently into electrical power and a focused gravity wave. This gravity wave was amplified through waveguides and directed by the 3 amplifiers, allowing the craft to distort spacetime for propulsion. Lazar described 2 operational modes: Omicron configuration for low-power hovering and Delta configuration for high-speed travel. The craft could operate on a single amplifier if needed, though stability decreased. Flight characteristics included initial wobbling on takeoff, less stable than a Harrier jet but extraordinary maneuverability once airborne, with no inertial effects on occupants due to the contained gravitational field. So, regarding the origin of these craft, Lazar stated they were of extraterrestrial manufacture. He emphasized that the technology did not rely on exotic theories like extra dimensions. It functioned within standard 4-dimensional physics by amplifying and directing gravity itself. Element 115, he noted, was stable in the samples provided, unlike known earthly super-heavy elements, and likely occurred naturally in environments with stronger gravitational fields, possibly from stellar processes involving neutron bombardment. On the subject of extraterrestrials themselves, Lazar was pretty cautious and limited in his remarks. He denied any direct interaction with living beings or knowledge of alien autopsies. The briefings he reviewed mentioned archaeological references to genetic manipulation of humans, but he dismissed much of this as unsubstantiated or irrelevant to his technical role. The only potential sighting he described was glancing through a small window in a hangar door and observing a short figure, about 3 to 4 feet tall, with a rounded head. He just couldn't confirm if this was a living entity, a mannequin, or something else, and he really stressed it was fleeting and inconclusive. Lazar clarified that his assignment focused solely on reverse engineering the propulsion system for potential military applications, not broader extraterrestrial biology or contact programs, so his credibility is strong. He expressed some frustration that the project prioritized weapons development over pure scientific understanding, which led to inefficiencies and internal conflicts. Throughout the discussion, Lazar maintained that the craft and technology were not human-made. He speculated that element 115 might exist naturally in distant stellar systems, implying an extraterrestrial source for the vehicles. However, he repeatedly cautioned against overinterpreting sightings or assuming all unexplained phenomena involved these craft, noting that most observed lights near the test site were, in fact, conventional aircraft or tests. This 1993 recording captures Bob Lazar's earliest detailed public account of events at S4. While his technical descriptions of gravity amplification, antimatter reactors, and element 115 remain consistent with later statements, his comments on extraterrestrials are notably restrained, limited to the craft's non-human origin, a possible brief glimpse of a figure, and references in briefings to ancient genetic involvement. The recording ends with audience questions, underscoring the profound implications of technology capable of manipulating gravity for interstellar travel. This, my friends, is just one aspect that remains unseen in the mainstream, even NASA. In contrast, SpaceX is already showing great innovation in space travel. Elon Musk has not publicly discussed anti-gravity technology in any substantive or direct way. Apparently, Elon Musk and SpaceX plan to reach Mars using the fully reusable Starship spacecraft, powered by chemical propulsion from Raptor engines that burn liquid methane, CH4, and liquid oxygen for high-efficiency thrust, enabling the massive vehicle to escape Earth's gravity. So according to Elon, we're basically going to use the Roadrunner propulsion method, but if Bob Lazar and others have disclosed working on this technology near the gates of Area 51 in the 1990s, I doubt that Elon's as clueless about this technology that doesn't officially exist, as he claims. Everything in its time. Trust the plan. It's very real, and chances are that you're gonna experience this shift to a higher civilization of beings. Bob Lazar's full video is linked in the description for your convenience.